Hello, hi. I'm Patricia McNeely, located in Chicago, and I'm the creator of fourzonehealing. I want to talk to you about money. And you might say, what does healing and money have to do with the same thing? Well, a lot of people need to heal their money connections, believe it or not. And it's along the lines of what people call abundance, what they call financial independence, what they call manifesting. It's all lumped together, and yet where does that really come from? Well, as a part of my 4-zone healing modality, I know the zones. Okay, so what that means is part of it is in the root, which is part of people's family, ancestry, and this can involve things like inheritances or being deprived of things or even being kicked off of land that your family was once the owners of. It can involve how your parents either managed or mismanaged money. Did they squander it? Did they not earn it? Were you ever taught things? Now, there's a lot of things that we know by now are not taught in schools, okay? Banks are stepping up to help teach people, and so are other organizations to help people really learn about finances, like how it's viewed, how would you buy a house, or how would you save, or what would you invest in, that kind of thing. But for a lot of people, it gets much more fundamental than that. It goes way back in time to how has it evolved for you? Are you stuck? Are you having trouble manifesting? Would you like to change careers? Are you feeling a passion for something that you feel is your calling, but you don't know how to bring that forward? That's all under the category of manifesting. Now, once you've manifested, you need to be responsible and you need to be able to maintain that, and you need to be able to feel the abundance. Now, believe it or not, this is tied in with another zone, which is tied to the head, your senses, your common sense, your sensibility, stopping your impulses, your emotions. It involves a lot of parts of you. So that's why in my 4-zone healing, we address this comprehensively, because here's another thing people do when they have money or don't have money. They go hot and cold, okay? They're either real quick to be all hot and spend it or keep people away from it and be angry and be like, back off, or they'll be cold and they put the walls up. Now, there has to be a balance to this because, like it or not, money has an energy of its own. It's gotten a bad rap, and yet we all need it. We all need it to live our lives. There's very few cultures and communities where they can live on a barter or exchange mode of, dealing with each other. Most people need money. Even crypto has to get converted to money for the most part, or link up with a bank somehow. People like that because of the putting up the wall. They don't want it regulated. And yet, as we've seen, people want, other people to step in when something goes wrong. Now, this is one of these things that does require vigilance. But what if your senses were wired up so that you got your own specific messages, where you got your own specific guidance on what to do, where to go, how to invest, who to trust, okay? And it's not in your gut, but it feels like the lightest and loveliest interaction ever. You're not being shined on, you're not being brainwashed, you're not being manipulated, because there's a thing that happens with my modality. You literally begin to deflect those people away. Okay, and it feels very natural, because here's the funny thing. They'll be speaking your language, but it almost, to your senses, sounds like it's a completely foreign language. It doesn't click with you. It can't affect you. It can't hook in and grab you and manipulate you anymore. And that's another zone, when it hooks in and grabs you. You don't need your emotions tied into whatever that person's mind is trying to do to you. Okay, hypnosis and I'm saying, some of the bad hypnosis, hypnotizing people, mesmerizing them, and manipulations of the mind, those all fall into the same category. They use the same mechanisms. So my healing heals and like literally will scrape out all these old things. We simply need to scrape it out, have a fresh surface, a fresh foundation to start from. So when we talk about money, let's call that manifesting, because I like to think of manifesting as gathering in anything you need. It could be gathering in the things you need to make the money, or create a business, or create your calling, or create the legacies you want to leave people in your family. It could be to create something where you're putting other people to work. It could be for creating an organization that helps solve crises that we see in the media every single day. And by the way, there are a lot of great people who found the way to do that. I have worked with people where they've gone on to create their own business, their own coaching segment, or the consultancy, or a 501c3, which is a nonprofit organization, or a corporation. You don't even have to incorporate right away to get started, and that's another thing that I teach you. I've been able to start a business with roughly $40 and just some ingenuity and my guidance. Okay, my guidance on how to get it started. So I was advertising in a small little magazine. I think that was $25 a month, and it was over the phone. So, and it was local. Now, if that can happen, and you see people that they're being enterprising, why? Because they're engaging the drive of the human spirit to get better, to have more quality, to have an elegance to their life, and yet these zones can muddle people up. Let's take an example, okay? You have people where at their roots, they need money. And yes, that's true. But it's been muddled up with how their family handles money, how it's been squandered, how it's not been invested, how it's not been, passed over from generation to generation. And then you have an energy in the mind that says, play the long shot, go play the ponies or do something. You'll get rich quick. And then you have the emotional part that is saying, oh, that'll feel so good. That is like the best idea ever. And you see, there's no plan. There's just this one hit, and most people can't be that one hit wonder, nor can they sustain it, okay? And that's what gets people in trouble, is impulse, impulse, impulse. We aim to calm this down, to bring balance. We bring mental calm and clarity. We bring the connections in so that you're capable of receiving, of being guided, feeling it personalized for you, feeling the validity of it, what we call the truth, that it's valid and that it's solid and that it makes common sense and it's not some willy-nilly goofy thing. And then we don't feel it in our gut, giving us a burning hole in our stomach because we're so stressed. When the energy's up here by the heart, when it feels like it's lifting you, bingo, that is what we help people with. So that's almost like, inflating their heart like a hot air balloon that starts lifting them and taking them into the direction that they need. I have an upcoming introductory class, manifesting. We can call it Manifesting 101, but intended to help you further understand this. Please join us. I look forward to helping you. I'm available for questions and answers, and I am a medical intuitive. And it all fits together to get you healthy and on track. So have a great day. Bye now.